Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing about the important news from 7th December to 9th December 2023. Now, this being a weekend, I request you to watch both my videos for this week so that everything is covered for you and you don't have to spend much of your time on going through the newspapers and going through the articles. So let's get started. I have pinned my first video link in the I button up there, so you can go and check it out. Also, in all my videos, I am attaching my study materials in the link description, so you can go download or pursue the study materials from there. They can be very useful for your revisions at the time of the interview. So let's get started. Now, the first news: 4 Indian women on the Forbes list of most powerful women 2023. So Forbes, they have come out with a list of most powerful women in the world. So for Indians, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Chairman of HCL Technologies Roshni Nadar Malhotra, Chairperson of the Steel Authority of India Sona Mandal, and Biocon Chairperson Kiran Majumdar-Saw have been featured on Forbes list of most powerful women in 2023. Nirmala Sitharaman is the highest ranked for an Indian woman, and she is ranked 32nd in the list, followed by Roshni Nadar Malhotra. She has ranked 60th on the list, 60 on the list. Here are the top 10 women featuring on the list, so you can check them out from here. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. The name itself is very tricky. I hope at least you will be able to pronounce it perfectly. I don't think I have pronounced it perfectly. So these are the people in the top 10 list, and our people start the top. Best ranking is 32nd. So moving on to the next news: BSE and NSEGIFT GIFT City units to be merged by January 2024, and there will be direct listing of shares from April. Mind you, this is not for our BSE in NSE in Mumbai. There are stock exchanges at GIFT City. What is GIFT City? GIFT City is Gujarat International Finance Tech City. This is kind of you all knew about SGX Nifty earlier. The foreign investors, if they want to invest in India and they don't want to come through SEBI and RBI regulations, they used to invest in SGX Nifty, Singapore Nifty Exchange. Now those have been brought to GIFT City. Now the NSE and BSE units of the GIFT City will be merged, and it is expected that this will certainly increase the volume of the exchanges. Currently daily turnover is $20 billion, and majorly it is driven by GIFT Nifty contracts. And if both of these is merged, it is going to benefit investors as well as the exchanges. Now next news: now Google has jumped the bandwagon of AI, and it is ready to challenge OpenAI now. OpenAI, as we all know them as ChatGPT, they has been facing much challenges from Google Bard, from Microsoft Bing, and now Google. It was a much anticipated move, but Google has taken its time. They have launched the Gemini recently, though it is not available all over the world. Only to select countries it is available. If you want to check whether Gemini is available in your country or not, you can go to their website. They have a complete list of available countries. They are claiming it is most powerful, capable, and general purpose AI yet developed. So this we'll be able to find out once we use it. But what they are planning, and that is truly very remarkable, they are planning to expand it to an LLM model by next year. What is LLM model? LLM model is multimodal, meaning it can understand different type of information, including text, images, and video. So right now we are just putting text in the ChatGPT and other GPT technologies, but now LLM will be able to understand the audio message also, images, videos. So we have to keep a watch on Gemini. If they are able to do it in a good way, they are going to be. It is going to be challenging for all other players in the market. Also, the debate for debate for human knowledge versus AI is going to get intense, more and more intense. Government to mandate e-invoice for B2C transactions in 2 to 3 years. What is B2C transaction? It is business to consumers. So there are mainly two kinds of transactions. One is B2B, like one business is transacting with other businesses, like wholesalers giving items to the retailers. Now B2C is like retailers to customers, now business to customers. So earlier, businesses with a turnover of rupees 5 crore and above are required to generate invoices for their businesses sales and purchases. Now, government is likely to make it mandatory for businesses to issue electronic or e-invoice for B2C transactions in the next 2 to 3 years. So businesses, they have to gear up. They don't want to. So most of the transactions, especially small retailers, they're not showing most of the transactions they're doing. But once this e-invoicing will be made mandatory, they will not have any escape route. Also, there will be challenges for the small retailers who don't have access to the technology or the computers or the internet. So it is going to we have to see how government is going to implement it. I think they will be implementing it in a phase manner. Like you will have to first they will put some limit, like they have put in case of B2B transactions 5 crores and above, and slowly the small retailers they will be brought into the fold. Next was SEBI releases standard framework for calculating net distributable cash flows for REITs and InvITs. So what is net distributable cash flow? So net distributable cash flows is whatever extra cash the company or these trusts are having. Earlier, every investment manager of these trusts could decide how to define their NDCFs. Now, SEBI has standardized the computation of NDCF. Both REITs and InvITs are structured as trust over a holding company. So if you don't know what is REITs, I have made a specific video. You can get the link in the I button above, and you can go and watch that video. InvITs, I can just briefly tell you about. If you want to know more about InvITs, they are also a very good investment destination. If you want to know about it, you can comment in the comment section, and I will make a new video, a fresh video about it. So InvITs, they are called Infrastructure Investment Trust. Now they are trusts which invest in infrastructure projects, and they work like mutual funds, and they are regulated by Securities and Exchange Board of India. So they have the security, and if you want to invest a small amount of money in infrastructure fund, and you don't have the capacity to invest in infrastructure bond, and you want liquidity, InvITs are the destination for you. Moving on, now G7, they have put a ban on the diamond imports from Russia. This is going to hit India. As you know, India is the largest processor of rough diamonds. So India is procuring the rough diamonds from all over the country, and Russia is, of course, one of the largest producers of rough diamonds. So India imports them, they cut and polish them. It is done mainly in Surat, in Gujarat, and then they export it to countries. G7 countries, they include all the various countries: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the US and the UK. They are the major market for Indian diamond exports. And if India will not be able to procure rough diamonds from Russia, it is going to hamper Indian exports and the diamond cutting and polishing industry, of course. Now, LIC has become the fourth largest insurance in terms of reserves. So, LIC has reserves of $503 billion, and they have become the fourth largest insurer in terms of reserves. LIC is only behind Germany's Allianz SE, China's China Life Insurance, and Japan's Nippon Life Insurance, according to a new ranking by capital market company S&P Global. The good news for LIC, but LIC, they have their own problems. They are losing market share very fast with the private insurance companies, and they have to come up with innovative models, innovative plans, and also competitive. They have to have competitive spirit to fight against the private insurance companies. Otherwise, they will lose. They are certainly going to lose their their share in Indian insurance market. Moving on to other news. Now, Moody's have downgraded 8 Chinese banks, and these Chinese banks are the major banks of China. There has been concerns over debt position in Chinese bank and Chinese government. Now, earlier Moody's had downgraded Chinese debt also. Now they have cut its outlook for 8 Chinese banks to negative from stable, a day after its bearish stance on the nation's sovereign bonds due to concern of the level of debt. So as I was telling you, there has been a kind of opaqueness around the Chinese economy and the Chinese debt, and nobody knows what is the level of debt. China is just minting money. It is not very transparent about the transactions. So Moody is cautioning investors over these 8 Chinese banks and also the sovereign bonds of the China. China, as usual, true to its own nature, it has revised these reports and it has termed this as very sad. But we have to be cautious if we are going to invest in Chinese market. RBI has brought entities facilitating cross-border payment transactions under its direct regulation. So RBI it spares none, and whoever comes into its ambit, they have to either change their course or change their business altogether. We have seen this in terms of credit card companies like Slice and other payment other service providers providing services to debit card EMIs and other buy now pay BNLP services. Now they have brought PACV. What is PACV? PACV are their payment aggregators cross-border. So if you want to import or export something, and then these non-banks PACVs, they provide you services to get money from or pay money to abroad. Of course, you have to apply. You have to apply for this, and they are regulated. You cannot just import or export anything illegal. So non-banks providing PACV services, payment aggregator cross-border services, should have a minimum net worth of rupees 15 crore at the time of submitting applications to the RBI for authorization. Minimum net worth of rupees 25 crore by 31st March 2026. So these are the regulations for the existing payment regulators. They have to apply for authorization, and if they are not applying for authorization, they will not be able to operate after July 31st, 2024. And if any new non-bank PACVs they want to apply for it, if they are not started operations yet, they should have a minimum of 15 crores at the time of submitting application. That is the same as the existing aggregators, but they should obtain a minimum net worth of rupees 25 crore by the end of third financial year on the grant of authorization. So within the grant of authorization, within the 3 years from the grant of authorization, they should attain the net worth of 35 crore. Why the net worth is important? It is important because it gives stability to the company. So if you cannot just provide services and you don't have anything of your own. So if you don't apply for authorization within the stipulated time frame, they should wind up the operation by 31st July 2024. So as I told you, either you fall in line with RBI's regulations or you have to change the course. So I hope this will provide some kind of stability to PACV sectors. Another news, government have asked the sugarcane industry to stop producing ethanol from sugarcane juice. So there has been a scarcity and production has come down for the sugarcane all over the world. Brazil has been facing a drought. Kenya, the sugar production has fallen due to the change in rainfall and also the fall in the acreage under the crop. So government is working on how to control sugar prices in the coming months. So they have the sugar industries, they are making ethanol by using sugarcane juice as well as molasses. Molasses is a byproduct, and the government has not put any kind of ban on the use of molasses. But the sugarcane juice they cannot use. With sugarcane production expected to be down in the 23-24 season, the central government has directed all sugar mills not to use sugarcane juice or syrup for making ethanol this year. They have decided this so that the sugar production can be increased and the sugar prices can be controlled. But this is going to hit the sugarcane, the sugar mills, stocks and the companies, and this has been evident in the fall of sugarcane industry stocks in the recent days. Thank you. Now the next news, there has been the cabinet reshuffle and realignment of ministers' portfolio in the central cabinet. Mr. Arjun Munda, he is the tribal affairs minister, has been given the additional charge of agriculture minister after the resignation of Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar from the union cabinet following his election as an MLA in the Madhya Pradesh Assembly. So you will be surprised why somebody is contesting an MLA election. He being himself is a cabinet minister, but that was a kind of a gimmick played by BJP. They have fielded most of their MPs and cabinet ministers in the state assembly elections so as to get more and more votes, and also they wanted to check the performance of the ministers. And once you are elected, you cannot hold both the seats. So they are giving up their cabinet berths, and thus this reshuffle has happened. So far, Karan Laje, Minister of State, was assigned the charge of the Minister of State in Ministry of Food Processing Industries in addition to her existing portfolio. Also, Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Minister of State, was assigned the charge of Minister of State in Ministry of Jal Shakti in addition to his existing portfolio. Bharti Praveen Pawar, the Minister of State, was assigned the charge of Ministry of State in Ministry of Tribal Affairs in addition to her existing portfolio. So these are minor reshuffles because they are not in cabinet. They are not for cabinet ministers. They are mainly the state ministers. So it will not be very important for the current affairs and your competitive examinations. But of course, you need to know what are the things. So these were the news, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check the study material in the link below. Hope to see you next week. Thank you so much.